Fallout Equestria, Murky number 7, Chapter 7, Behind Closed Doors. Because in Stable 93, every pony entered, but no pony would ever leave. What was it like to realize you had friends? Nothing like I could ever have imagined. From the beginning of my life, even with the care of my mother, I had never been a part of a group of friends. Sure, I'd heard the concept here and there, but generally all I experienced was a group telling me what to do, rather than treating me as an individual. Friendship, to me, was not a state I had any reason to be in, for my eternal born duty was to stay away from the groups, and merely wait till they decided what they wanted from me. I'd had a lifetime of things like being chained to a post out in the soaking wet weather and shivering from the cold, as I only got to watch others laughing and sharing drinks around an indoors fire. I'd had endless nights of seeing other slaves huddled together for warmth, sharing food between themselves, but roughly bucking me away from them if I tried to join their little herd. Just so many repeated incidents featuring friends arguing over how many caps I was worth at the slave markets. Those sorts of things eventually drove me to simply stop wondering about friendship. It all seemed to be about being equals. I wasn't an equal. I wasn't born to be one, and as far as I knew, I wasn't meant to be one. The concept of friendship, though, it soured in my mind. It became nothing more than a designation of groups that I was never meant to be a part of. I didn't believe it was a bad thing. I knew ponies could be nice to one another. I had just never expected that such a group could ever include me. Who in Equestria would want to be friends with a skinny little Pegasus slave so incompetent he can't even do what his cutie mark denoted his talent as? What good pony would ever take the time to want to get to know some pony who cried at the drop of a pin, and whose body was so messed up he couldn't even fly or live more than a day in there without Radaway? Why would any master ever want to be friends with his slave? Even after meeting ponies like the mysterious mare in Philadelphia, I don't think it really clicked. She was an oddity, some pony I had been blessed to meet amidst the long, slow life I had been leading. But she was not a friend. Not then. So, what changed? I suddenly felt that connection, or link, or spark, or something. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but all of a sudden something had changed at how I looked at it. I had found two ponies who had not abandoned me, abused me, or taken advantage of me. Even Brimstone Blitz, the great raider warlord, seemed content for me to hang around them, if under extreme warnings. But Glimmerlight... Sorry, this is going to sound pretty terrible, but she really was a little glimmer of hope for me. From the moment I met her, she had been nothing but a positive influence and a determined optimist. I had only known her for perhaps 6 hours, and yet she treated me like a friend she'd known for years. Perhaps she was right. Ponies under such extreme circumstances had to bond together to take what support they could. Even just knowing Glimmerlight was there, that she had reminded me of one good reason to keep trying, that she had promised to come and find me. It stimulated me into going just that bit further into the dark. My mother once told me that friendship was the single greatest achievement of Equestria before the war. It had bound every pony together in a unified purpose and wondrous peace. Sitting curled up beside her while listening, I had just been a skinny little colt sketching in a journal about the same size as himself. The idea seemed nice, but at the same time, all I had wondered was that if every pony worked together, who decided which ponies had to be the slaves? Wait. Sorry, it's hard to think back on her then. Do you want to stop? No, sorry, I'm fine, Right, I'm good. I grew up seeing slavery as the only way of life. Can you imagine how awful that feels? To look back on the first however many years of your life and realize what you spent it believing. To be such an indoctrinated slave that even when you want to be free, you can't quite stop doing what you're told. Well, all I know is the mare was the first one to make me realize that ponies could stand as equals. She treated me as one, and showed me we could care. Little Pip showed me we could be free. But it was Glimmer who showed me that helping one another under stress and working together to find a way through it is the way ponies are supposed to act. Even if I didn't properly understand friendship or what it entailed, It was her that made the difference at that critical point. She showed all it could offer in one simple little moment to help me push on. Be it for my mother, for freedom, or now to want to return to ponies who had called me a friend, I had that reason to hope. That was what friendship quickly came to mean to me. I was injured, terrified, and about to face all my fears alone, but she gave me hope to keep going, survive, and find a path to freedom once again.